so loud out here.
Late at night. Yeah, I'm cuffed up with my baby girl.
Hey everybody, it's your girl D. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a medical condition called PCOS, and I just feel like it's important for me to talk about this just because doing my research, there's actually a lot of women who are dealing with this. And you can think that you're the healthiest person, you can eat the healthiest, you can take care of yourself, you can exercise, but it's just so crazy that the older that you get, you know, your body goes through changes, and some of those changes are out of your control, and the only thing that you can do is best maintain it so it doesn't get out of control. What is PCOS? PCOS is a hormonal disorder that causes enlarged ovaries with lots of little cysts around the outer section of the ovaries. Hormones are out of whack, so how do they get out of whack? Like, they don't really know, but basically it's just a imbalance in your reproductive hormones. Symptoms of PCOS: irregular or missed period, hair growth, and when I mean hair growth, abnormal hair growth, not like inches, acne, fatigue, anemia, infertility, diabetes, high blood pressure. So out of all these symptoms, I'm just going to tell you guys, you know, my experiences, my story, how I found out I had it, and what I've been doing to treat it. There's a few things going on with me, but there were some things that start happening, and I was like, okay, I need to go to the doctor because something ain't right. Like, the first thing that I noticed is I was so tired all the time, like all the time. It doesn't matter how much sleep I got, how much coffee I drank, it doesn't matter. I was just so tired all the time. Like, I tried to drink lemon juice mixed with water in the morning. I heard that gives you energy. I tried everything possible to get energy, and you just feel drained. Like, your body feels drained, your mind feels drained, you just feel sleepy all the time. Another huge one that I got that something was wrong with me is I was getting like dark spots all over my face. Like, I really never struggled with acne bad, but I was just getting these really dark spots over my face, and my face did start to break out a little bit more than normal. But I would just get like pimples here and there. I didn't like completely break out, but I really don't get a lot of shit on my face, so it was just really weird. Then I also start noticing a lot of weird hair like growing like in places like I'll get a patch here and here, like just on this side, like down here, and a little bit right here. I just started getting like a lot of weird like facial hair, like thick, like I'm growing a fucking beard facial hair. There's like hair like growing on my chest, and I have to go in and pluck it, and it's just like an everyday thing. Like, it's so crazy, like, and it literally grows so fast that it was getting hard for me to keep up with it, and I had never had that before, so that was like, what the fuck is going on? Weight gain. I started gaining weight. Place that I noticed it the most, I noticed it in my thighs, and especially in my midsection. My midsection was very fluffy, you know, fluffier than normal, even when I'm bloated, so I was just like, am I getting fat? Anytime I sat down, it was like a roll up top here. Like, it's like I gained weight like right here at the top. It was the weirdest thing. Like, it was abnormal for me because I know my body, and I know when I gain weight, and I know where I gain weight. And this is a section of my body that I had never gained weight before. I had never noticed these changes, no matter what size I was. So I was like, what the hell is going on with me? The thing that happened to me, and I was like, okay, I gotta go to the damn doctor because something's wrong. My periods became very irregular, and they either were very irregular or non-existent. There was a time I didn't have a period in 2 months, and I literally thought I was pregnant, but I kept taking pregnancy tests, and it kept saying I was not pregnant. And that was the first month, so I was like, okay, maybe I'm just skipping a month. Then when the end of the second month came around, I was anxious to take a pregnancy test because I thought that maybe it was too early to tell, whatever. So I just wanted to I just kept preparing myself for this if it was the case. I was playing the waiting game, trying to see if my period would show up, and I guess I mentally prepared myself for the fact that there's a possibility that I could be pregnant. The last week of the second month, I took a pregnancy test, and I don't know, it was so weird. Like, I was scared at the same time. Inside, I was a low-key excited. In my head, I just knew I was pregnant. Like, what else could it be? Like, and I took the pregnancy test, and it said no, and I cried like a fucking little baby, you guys. I cried so much. Like, I was so hurt. And the fact that I thought I was pregnant and it turned out that I wasn't, like, I've been hurt so many times before by so many different things, whether you're physically hurt, emotionally hurt, mentally drained, mentally hurt, but I never felt a pain and I hurt like that before when that pregnancy test said that I was not pregnant. Like, it was pretty crazy. Like, I never felt a feeling like that before. I never felt that emotion like that I felt at the time. I do have an app. This is the app that I use now to track my periods, so you can see that it tells me when I'm ovulating in the green. It tells me what day I'm going to start my period. It kind of estimates how long your periods are going to last. You input your symptoms, whether you're having heavy bloating this time, lots of cramps, and it calculates it accordingly so it can kind of give you a more accurate information about when you're going to start your period, when you're going to ovulate, and what your periods are going to be like. So this has been helping me a lot, especially with the PCOS, like just to keep track, like so I can keep track and know when my last period was, how long it was it late before, and things like that. So I knew my periods were irregular, so luckily I had downloaded this app and started using it, so I was able to answer the questions to the best of my ability when I finally did go in to see my doctor. Went to go see my doctor. I was telling him about the hair growth. I was telling him about just the irregular periods, all these symptoms that was going on with me, and he ordered for me to go have an ultrasound. I think I still have pictures from when I went to go get my ultrasound. If I have the pictures, I'll put it here. If I don't have them, then I'm just pointing at this wall looking stupid for no reason. I did have my ultrasound and came back that my ovaries indeed did have cysts in them. I also had blood work done. My blood work did show that my insulin was a little elevated, and that was low on vitamin D and iron. PCOS, your body doesn't react to insulin how it should, so that's why one of the symptoms is weight gain, because your body is not using insulin in the correct way. Because your body is not using insulin in the correct way, it can cause diabetes. I'm borderline, he said. I'm right in the middle, so I still have a chance to whether I can change my lifestyle and drop all my insulin levels, or he could put me on a medicine called metformin, which is a medicine for diabetes that will control my insulin levels for me. I decided to not take the metformin. I was just gonna try to, change my diet and exercise, just change my lifestyle around a little bit, just because with the metformin, first of all, I don't like taking any kind of medications if I don't absolutely have to, and I appreciate the honesty of my doctor because he did give me the option. He didn't write it out and tell me I had to take it. He gave me the option and told me that I don't need it. Absolutely, I don't 100% need it right now. Of course, it will be helpful. I don't need it right now. I can fix this on my own without pumping drugs into my system. And also with the metformin, that is a medication used to control diabetes, and if I chose to take that medicine, I would be on that medicine for the rest of my life, and I did not want to do that. But after he told me that, I did get a gym membership, and I was going back and forth to the gym. But if you watch my previous videos, I'll also put a link in the description box below for these videos. I did start intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is very beneficial for people who have PCOS, just because it controls insulin levels, it helps regulate your hormones. And with PCOS, the start of it is, the reason why there is PCOS is because your reproductive hormones are out of balance. So with the intermittent fasting, it helps to balance out your body's hormones. If you're watching this video and you're like, dude, something is wrong with me, and you're having any of these symptoms, weight gain, irregular or missed periods, anemia, fatigue, abnormal hair growth on your face, hair loss, diabetes, high blood pressure, I would definitely mention PCOS when you go into your doctor. They'll do an ultrasound, they'll do blood work, and they'll be able to tell you within a week or whenever your test results come back, what your case is and the severity of it. Let's start a conversation about this, just because when I first found out about this, I was so embarrassed. Just the main thing that was embarrassing was the weight gain and the facial hair that was growing all over my face. Like, it was very embarrassing for me. I didn't know if other women went through this. I didn't know if I had never heard of this before. So that's why I'm making this video, just to be informative to other people out there who are going through this, just to let you know that you're not alone in this and there's a way around it. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to subscribe, comment, and share the video. Thumbs up if you like it. Please leave a comment below if you have PCOS, if you know somebody who has it, any diets that you're going on, any things that you're taking. Just leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.